Welcome back to our Magic Tutorials for Chemistry. So in the previous video we studied about the products which are formed at anode and cathode when the electrolyte it is in the aqueous form. Right. So today we will study about quantitative aspect, where we will study about the weight of the product formed at anode and cathode. Correct. What we will study is the weight of the product formed at anode and cathode. Second, about the current. What is the density of current and time taken for the reaction. Correct. So these all we will be studying in quantitative aspect. So over here we have two laws, that is Faraday's first law and Faraday's second law. Before going to the law, let's learn one basic thing, that is, we all know that charge on one electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Right. So, charge on 1 mole of electrons, 1 mole of electrons will be equal to this charge, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into Avogadro number, because we are talking of 1 mole. So that is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Right. Now if we calculate this, we get it as 96,486. Rounding up approximate, we take it as 96,500 coulomb. Therefore, charge on 1 mole of electron is 96,500 coulomb, 96,500 coulomb. And this number, it is called as Faraday's constant number. It is Faraday's constant number. So this value we have to remember. The unit is coulomb, capital C. So let's see the laws here. So that is, first one is Faraday's first law. So W directly proportional to Q. Now what is this W and Q? So W is the weight of or the mass of a substance deposited at any electrode. Correct. And Q is the charge flowing in the circuit. Got it? So this is the expression for Faraday's first law. Writing in the statement, you can write it as W means the weight or the mass. So the mass of a substance deposited at any electrode is directly proportional to the charge passed, to the charge which is passed. Correct. Now we know that Q is equal to I into T. Right. The charge passed is equal to I into T. What is I? I is the current, T is the time. Now into this first law equation, W is equal to, I will put a constant here, that is Z into Q. Just to remove the proportionality sign, I have put here Z, which is a constant. Therefore, Z is equal to W upon Q. Right. Now, let us assume that coulomb, that is Q, is equal to 1 coulomb. Charge is equal to 1 coulomb. Therefore, substituting this value 1 coulomb into this equation, we get Z is equal to W. Hope you are understanding this. Right. So this is first law. Now, so first law, I will just put this as equation number 1. Please make a note of these equations. First law, equation number 1 is W equal to Z into Q. where W is the mass of the substance deposited at electrode, Q is the charge flowing in the circuit, and Z is a constant. We have to find the amount of sodium deposited at cathode. Got it? So the question is, suppose we are taking molten NaCl. If molten NaCl is taken as the electrolyte, then what amount of sodium is deposited at cathode? So at anode, we will write the equations first. At anode, 2Cl minus, I am balancing and writing Cl2 plus 2 electrons. Understand this? At anode, Cl minus ions will move towards anode, right? Anode is a positive electrode. So molten NaCl I have taken. So this electrolyte will split into Na plus and Cl minus. So Cl minus will move towards anode. Now anode means what? Oxidation takes place. That is loss of electrons. Loss of electrons, we write it on the right hand side. Right. So Cl minus, it will lose. So at anode oxidation takes place. So 2Cl minus, that is chloride ions, will give 2 electrons, lose 2 electrons and get oxidized to Cl2. Right. Just to balance the atoms, I have written here 2Cl. So chlorine is 2, and balance the charge, 2 minus charge on the left hand side. I have written here 2 minus charge on the right hand side. At cathode, reduction takes place. So what is the product at cathode? At cathode, which ion will move? Na plus. Na plus move towards cathode. Now this cathode reduction happens, that means gain of electrons. So Na plus will gain 1 electron and get reduced to Na, sodium. Okay, so my question is, what is the amount of sodium deposited at cathode? Right, and the question I have given is molten NaCl. So molten NaCl electrolyte, it splits into Na plus and Cl minus ions. Right, so I have written the equations at anode and cathode here. Cl minus, it is negative ion, so it will move towards anode. Sodium, it is positive ion, so it will move towards a negative electrode, which is cathode. Right. Now at anode oxidation takes place, that means loss of electrons. So I have written here Cl minus, Cl2 and 2 electrons. I have balanced the atoms here, Cl2 and 2 minus charge and 2 minus charge on the right hand side. At cathode, sodium plus ions, they will gain electrons because reduction means gain electrons, and they get reduced to sodium. Right. Now our question is amount of sodium we have to find. We know the product is sodium, but what amount of sodium is deposited? So the general statement, if such questions are asked, like amount of particular element which is deposited at any electrode, then what is the first statement you will write? You will write it as 96,500 coulomb charge. When flows in the circuit, it gives 23 grams of sodium. This is the general statement. 96,500 coulomb when it is flowing, it gives 23 gram. Now why I have written here 23 gram? Because 23 gram, it is the atomic mass of sodium. If any other element is given, you have to write the atomic mass of that element. Correct. Therefore, when 1 coulomb charge is flowing in the circuit, how much grams of sodium is deposited? So you can find the weight of sodium, correct, which is equal to 23 upon 96 500, which is equal to, if you calculate this, you get 0.0002 grams. Correct. Why I made you to do this question is because from here we will get one equation, one formula. Correct. So over here, sodium, the weight deposited is 0.0002 grams. Just for writing the formula, what is 23? It is atomic mass, right? Okay. What is 96 500? That is Faraday's constant number, right? And for sodium, this one we are writing 1 coulomb of charge, right? Just you can write if you want. Fine. So this is one of the question. Let's move to the next question, then we will write the formula, right? So at least you just remember this atomic mass upon Faraday's constant. Let's take the next example. What amount of Mg is deposited at cathode, right? What is given is molten MgCl2. So just the way we solved the previous equation, we will solve this. So actually what will be the equation here? We will write the equations first. So at anode, the same equation, the previous one, like Cl minus ions, right? Now at cathode, because we want the weight at cathode, we will write directly the equation for cathode. So at cathode, Mg2 plus ions will be moving towards cathode because positive to negative electrode. It will gain electrons and get reduced to Mg metal. Reduction happens, right? Gain of electrons. Now just to balance this, we will write it as Mg2 plus, correct? What is the charge here? 2 plus, correct? Right hand side there is no charge. So 2 plus and this is minus 1. 1 electron means minus 1. So is the charge balanced here? No. So what I will do? I will balance it by putting 2 electrons. So 2 plus and 2 minus 0. Charge on the right hand side is 0. Now write the general statement what I told you. Correct. Now what is, how many electrons are there here? 2 electrons, right? So we will write it as 2 moles. Correct. Or directly we can write it as 2 moles into 96 500. Think children, for the previous example what we have done is NaCl. For NaCl, 1 is only there, right? Because for Na we saw that only 1 electron was there in case of sodium. But here 2 electrons are there. So we have to multiply it with 96 500, which is equal to magnesium. The atomic mass is 24 grams of magnesium. Atomic mass of magnesium is 24. Therefore, 1 coulomb charge is all coulomb. So these many coulomb it is flowing in the circuit. At that time 24 grams of Mg is produced. So when 1 coulomb charge is flowing in the circuit, how much grams of Mg is produced? Right. You can do the calculation, right? Just we will write this. So Z of Mg is equal to 24 into 1 upon 2 into 96 500. Now just we will write what are these numbers. 24 what it is? It is the atomic mass of magnesium, right? We can write it as molar mass also if it is a molecule. What is 2 here? 2 electrons, correct? Or you can write it as the N factor of magnesium. N factor of magnesium. In the previous case it was sodium. So anyway it is plus 1, right? 1 number and into 96 500. So this is one equation, that is Z, how you can find it. So make a note of this. This you have to calculate, and the answer will be in grams. Correct? That much grams of Mg is produced. Here we get one equation. Make a note of this equation. Okay, we'll move further. So again we'll move back to Faraday's first law. So Faraday's first law is W is equal to Z into Q. Correct? And that was equation number 1. Z is equal to, now write that equation what we have obtained. So that is atomic mass or molar mass, mm means molar mass, divided by n factor, I will write it as Nf, into Faraday's constant 96,500. So that is equation number 2. Right. Now put this equation 2 in 1. 2 in 1. So what you will get here? W is equal to, right, atomic mass. Now I am directly writing it as mm. It can be atomic mass, it can be molar mass also, upon Nf into 96,500. Correct? W, Z I have substituted. And what is Q? We know that Q is equal to I into T, current into time. Correct? Now, from here, what is mm upon n factor? What is mm upon n factor? That is molar mass upon n factor. We have studied in solutions chapter. Mm upon n factor, it is equivalent mass. So directly I will write, instead of this mm upon nf, I will write it as equivalent mass into I into T upon 96,500, equivalent mass. Correct? Now from this equation we can also get one more equation, that is, if I take W upon mm, this mm if I take it down in the denominator, W upon mm, I will get it as I into T upon n factor 96,500. Right. Now what is W upon molar mass? That is moles. Moles we can write as small n. Number of moles is equal to I into T, n factor into 96,500. Right. So finally I can also write it as n directly proportional to 1 upon n factor, or you can say n inversely proportional to n factor. Correct? Now over here n can be the moles at anode and moles at cathode. Correct? It can be both. N can be the moles at anode and moles at cathode. So let Na be the moles of anode and Nc be the moles of cathode, moles at cathode. Right. So using this equation, I can also write it as Nc by Na. I'll just take these equations. Nc by Na, correct, number of moles at cathode, number of moles at anode, is equal to n factor at anode upon n factor at cathode. Can I write this? Correct? I told you number of moles is inversely proportional to n factor. This n can be the number of moles at anode or at cathode. So finally we are getting this equation. So hope you have made a note of all these equations, very important in the numericals.